Hello and welcome for this F16 MLU ramp start. This is not an official checklist ramp start. This is just my ramp start procedure to get this bird in the air quickly and with all systems running. So I'll just start off by removing the legs. And first I will go to engine feed, set that to norm. Air source to norm. And main power on bat. Just check the lights. Got 3 yellow lamps at the ELEC panel. Battery to main power. And I will close the canopy. Close the spider. Put on some oxygen. And let's start the engine on start 2. Just waiting for the RPM to settle around 24-25%, which it has done now, and no FTID rises, so we can go into idle. Lights out. And FTID goes down again and settled around 70%. Good. Now check some flight controls. And the brake. Super. Set the radio to both. And I set both COM1 and COM2 with the dial pointing to the number. Set the channel to channel 2 so I can talk to the tower. Or ground. And I will remove the safety pin. Let's go over here to the avionics power. MMC on, ST, STA, MFD, UFC, data link. Set EGI to norm. And again, now we have to wait 10 seconds from when we turned on the MMC before we turn on the mids. And 10 seconds has gone, so we can turn on the mids. I'll set anti-ice to off, auto. And now I want to set my QNH, so I will contact my ATC and request a QNH.
Phantom 41, QNH 1012.
1012. So I'll go to my sensor power panel and on the MLU we only have hardpoints at the right side, so this is what I will turn on here. And the barrel, and let's go to the HUD and turn it on. Put on the visor. And now I would set my comm as briefed, so I can talk to my flight. Let's set at 4. I have to punch it in once again. Now. So also right now you can contact the ATC and get some, or the ATIS and get some weather report, and they will tell you from which direction you have to take off. I will not do that in this ramp start, but this would be the point where I would go for it. Then I'll go over here and do a new test. 4 greens and all good. Probe heat on. My left MFD, I will have some failures that we have to clear, so I'll go to test. We have 3 failures. Then we come back here to the FCS caution. Press that button. That's a reset button. Go back to the left MFD and press clear. And now they're gone. Set my IFF to standby. I will set my ECM to standby as well. Like so. And let's see on the DED 3.4. So again, I will aim for that 4.0 spot where I can align my GPS. So I just have to wait until it says 4.0 and the align in the HUD will start blinking. Also on the DED, just like normal. So it's ready to align, and I will go back here and set my EGI to norm, or to nav, sorry, to nav. Just flick that switch once. We'll check my aerial refuel. It says ready, super, and I will close it again. So now to something that's a little bit more different than on other Block 16s is the RWR panel. So it took me some time to figure out or ask around to get this thing started. So right here we have the BRT dial, just press that once. RWR on, jammer on, MWS on, and just set the chaff and flare. I will set the mode to standby and then just dial whatever I need to when I'm in the air. So, and then we have to do a system test. A system test is done by holding Alt-GR on your keyboard, press 2 on the numpad, and release. Now you can see there's a system self-test going on. And that's done. Then I will do a MSL test, and that's also Alt-GR and then 5 on the numpad. And I got a launch warning also on the panel, so that's working. And then we have to set the mode, and again Alt-GR, holding that down, and press 1, 3, 6, 9, del, enter, and release. So the RWR is now set up correctly, and we are ready to go. But before we take off, we just have to finish the rest of the ramp start procedure. So we have to launch our Link 16 data, and for that we go back to the left MFD, press DTE on the OSB, and go up and press load. Again, here we have a time slot that we cannot rush. So if we just go back to our EGI, when we set that to nav, again we have to wait 10 seconds before we load the DTE. Otherwise we will have a failure to our Link 16. So Link 16 is loaded, and I will go into the SCR mode, put that to air-to-air, and ready to go. And we can see all of our data is loaded onto the HSD. Well, back here we will put UFC on. I'd like to start my ILS. Coming back to the DED, I will punch in some numbers for bingo, my TACAN, my IDM. So if we start off by checking our air TACAN so that we can see the distance to our wingman, and I'll just double right, and now we have changed from air to ground TACAN to air to air. ILS is on. I can see that my pre-briefed channel 16 X-ray is red on the DED. My ILS for this runway 109.35 with the course of 110 is preset. But again, I don't have to use my air-to-ground TACAN. I will need my air-to-air TACAN for just checking up my distance to
F16.
to my wingman. So that was air-to-air TACAN, and return.
Give way
We'll
to
go
Phantom
into
4, F16
list,
taxiing Alpha.
set my bingo, press 2. My bingo is set at 1800 just for the course of it, let's change that to 2000. I'll punch that into my ICP and press enter. That's my no bingo. And let's go back again. Go into list. Enter. So now we have to put our GPS to on, and you can see the asterisk is where it says off, and just double right. Oh, sorry, I'll go back. So just press 0 and it will change to on. Press 0 again and it will change to off. So 0, and our GPS is now on. Double right. Here we can see our preset link 16 in the data cartridge before we went into 3D mode. Here we can check up our STNs. And I had a STN in the data cards saying 35521, and I'm the lead, so that's super. And I'll have the rest of my flight package 22, 23 and 24. Let's double right again, and again, and again, and again. So on this intro flight, it said 41 in the data card. Mine is set at 11, 2, 12, 3, 13, and 4, 14. If this is not as briefed, you have to change it. So again, you can double down, punch in 41, enter, double down again, and change 42 for 2, 43 for 3, 44 for 4, double right, and we are back to GPS on, and we just go return. So our link 16 is set up, our AirTacan is set up, and our IDM is now set up. And let's turn on the hammocks. And we have to align our hammocks. And let's go into the list again. Press 0. And we have the R for hammocks. So let's press R. Then we have to double right once. So it says course, azimuth, elevation, and roll. And we have to press 0 on the numpad or on the ICP. So now we are ready to align our course. And we have to use the cursor enable button when we are happy with where our crosshair is pointing. So let's just say align OK, super. Press the 0 on the ICP once again, and again. So now we have our azimuth elevation, and we use our radar cursor hat or whatever you're using to again find the place where the crosshairs are overlapping, and again 0 on the ICP. Now we are asterisks have changed to roll, 0 on the ICP. That looks good, and 0 on the ICP for choosing the roll.
Hammer
And
1,
now
taxi
we are
Alpha.
done
Short
with the
runway 11.
alignment of the hammocks. So double left, go back, go to the IFF.
Hammer
I'm
1,
sorry if you
taxiing.
can hear a dog barking. IFF to norm. We have to change our stores config to cat 1. Let's arm our seat. Taxi lights on. And we are gonna tell our wingman that we are ready. So
Hammer 1, contact tower for takeoff. Switch to
let's set
286-375.
to flash. So now we are telling our wingman that we are ready for takeoff. We have to remove our chocks, so let's just remove them. Nose wheel steering on. And we can see all of our flight is represented in the hammocks. So let's just see if our brakes are working. So just pull the brakes. Brakes are working. Super. Yeah, and then it's just contacting ground for taxiing to the active runway, and then we are off. That's it. Thank you for watching. Signing off.